everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have a bonus today. I thought I would start the little project we're going to do with making a paper bag album. I'm going to try not to make these videos too long, and we're going to do the album in sections. But I think it'll be fun to try. I haven't done one in years and years. I have done many of them, but not for many years. So it's going to be trial and error for me. But I think I'm going to have fun doing it. And I'm going to bring you along with me. So today we're going to start part one, which is actually fixing the bags, trimming the bags, and building what will be our page for the album. So give me a second. I'm going to bring you down to the craft table and we'll get busy building a paper bag album. Back in a second. Okay, we're going to start with making a paper bag album that we're going to use for pictures of the before and after of the craft room. These are the bags that I'm using, and they are the Celebrate It brand. They come from Michaels, and I think there's 12 bags in a package, and I'm going to use 6, so you actually could make 2 albums with one package of bags. Now you'll see that I've already trimmed most of them, so you wouldn't have to watch it all, but I'm going to trim the bag down a little bit. First of all, you don't want this little ruffly edge on it. So I'm going to take the trimmer, and I'm going to trim these to 8 inches. Now, when I trim the bags, I have the smooth edge up. And you can have this edge up or this edge up. But do it all the same. Whichever way you do it, do them all the same. And I'm just going to go to 8 inches and trim. Okay? Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to take a bone folder and get these as nice and flat as possible, because they are a paper bag after all. One of the things I'm looking forward to with the craft room is my craft table that I will be building will be set up so that I can do overhead recording, and I will just have a good recording area. Right now I kind of have to fudge it whichever way I'm sitting. Okay. Now the paper bags have 2 gussets. A gusset meaning this open area here, okay? You have one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left is going to be for the binding because it'll go like this. Okay? The one on the right we're going to use to create a flap. And so I'm going to bring out my trimmer again. And I'm going to be using this somewhat matching paper, not really. but it'll be fine. It's going to be decorated paper over it. And I'm going to make, I can make 2 flaps out of one sheet of 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to start by measuring the bag. Okay, let me see. My bag is about 4 3/4 inches, okay? But I don't want it to go way over here because then it bunches up at the binding. So I'm going to make it 4.5 inches. But I also need a place to turn over so I can adhere it to the paper bag. And so I'm going to use a 1/2 inch for that. So I'm going to cut them 5 inches and by 8 inches because that's what we just trimmed the bag. Okay, so let's start by trimming this to 8 inches. And now I can go 5 inches. And 5 inches. And that's really all the waste you have. Okay, there's 2. I'll get my finger between the pieces of paper. Cut it to 8 inches. Five. 5. One more. Cut it to 8 inches. Five. And 5. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same book that a crafter by the name of My Sister Stamper, I think is her name, or was her name. I don't even know if she crafts any longer. She made a lot of paper, a lot of albums, period. But she did a tutorial on a paper bag album, and it was much like this one, if not the same. But I have made this album several times before, but not for a long time. This is the worst thing to get open. This is my scoreboard. And I'm now going to score that edge for the 5 inches. Okay, I've got it cut at 5. And remember, we're going to leave it to 4.5. And actually, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to score it on this end at a 1/2 inch. Okay. When I go to do it, I'll just turn it this way. But it's easier for me to score at the beginning because I'm left-handed. I'm going to put a card either up above or I'll link it in the description if you want to see a very complicated paper bag album that I did many years ago. I made it for my granddaughter, and it was made to look like the backpack. Okay, that's all you need that for. Now I'm just going to fold all of these. Let me get you up a little bit. When I get it close to me, I'm getting out of your view. Okay. Five and 6. So this is going to be a flap that will go in here and then flap over. And then we'll have room to put pictures here and here and here. Okay? So the next thing we need to do is to put some tape on the flap. And this is called score tape. It's a very heavy-duty double-sided tape. And I'm going to put it on the flap, being careful not to go over the crease that I just made. And I don't do good at pulling those off, so I usually have to trim them. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to do that to the rest of these. I'll have to go and look and see if my sister Scrapper is still scrapping. She did a lot of tutorials on a lot of different kinds of albums, and folios, and I followed a lot of them when I was doing nothing but paper crafts. The craft room makeover will actually start in about a couple of weeks because we are going to be attending a wedding out of town. So we have to wait till we get back. But we can begin some of the process. Okay, here we are. We have all 6 with the tape. And before I put them on, I will just give them a little okay. Now, I'm going to put this in the right-hand gusset, as I mentioned. But if you look at the paper bag, it's not open at the very bottom because of the way the paper bag opens. So this won't fit. I'll show you. It won't fit all the way to the bottom. Okay? So that way you've got it sticking up. So I have got to take and cut an angle from the fold up. Now let's see if it fits. Now, whoops. No, now it goes right down nicely. Okay, so when I'm putting this on, I'm going to remove the backing on one side. I'm going to put it in, get it all the way to the bottom. And hopefully I didn't press it down too hard. Boy, that's pressed down right away, and I didn't really want it to, but we're going to get it back up again. It got in there too far. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Now I will take the other piece off, and I think the next time I'll take the top one off. Like I said, been a long time since I've done one of these. And I'm going to just make that so that it's nice and even at the top. There you go. Let's try one more on the camera. This is the left side, the right side. I'm going to trim this up. And this time I'm going to take the top piece off. I think I can handle it better that way. Okay, now this seems to be a little bit tall on that one. It's just the way it was cut, but we can fix that. So now I will just take the other side off. There you go. And I can just trim that a little bit. I guess I can cut it quite the right length. Okay. All right, I'm going to put a few more of them together off the camera, and I'll show you what we got when we're done. Now when I go to do the binding, here we go. Now when I go to do the binding, I will have to do the same thing, trimming the end of the binding. So now you have a flap, and the pages will go like this. Okay? You'll have a flap, you turn the page, and this is going to become a pocket, so you can put something in here. Whoops, let's get a different color so you can see. You'll be able to put something in there. Okay? Then you'll have another flap. And a turn, you'll have another pocket. And have another flap. Turn, and have another pocket. flap, pocket, flap, pocket, flap, pocket. So that's how you build the page for your paperback album. Now, I can do decorative corners on these if I want, but unfortunately I got rid of almost all my decorative edges, so I don't really have a punch that I could use. So I'm not going to bother with that for now because I'm just practicing playing with paper bags again, and it's kind of fun. Alright, so the next video what we're going to do is create the cover using some chipboard, and we're going to wrap the cover, and then we'll be ready to put the binding in the inside and put the book together in the binding. Before we put the pages in the binding though, we will decorate them. So I am going to be looking for and picking out paper to decorate these pages with. I need a large sheet here, a large sheet here, a large sheet here. Then I can use 2 different colors to make the pocket. This will be glued down. When you make a pocket, you want to use wet glue, because once the wet glue dries, things won't get stuck in it. If I use the double-sided tape and you get a piece of your picture or something that goes in and kind of goes a little bit to the side, it can actually get stuck in that tape. So that'll be the next video, and I will get back with you in a couple of days, and we'll have fun with part 2 of a paper bag album to show before and after of our craft room makeover. See you then. Love you. Bye-bye. Play nice now.